Hello and welcome to episode 44 of our Timberborn Update 5 Waterbeaver playthrough here in cycle 51, day 3. Last time, well, we did a whole lot of stuff. It's kind of impossible to recap at the beginning of the next episode at this point because there's just so much going on. But what we're going to focus on today is going to be, first of all, pausing construction of that guy because once everything is built, this is downstream. So if we leave a little bit of a gap for this to flow out of during a drought, then this will be all ready to go. So we're going to build everything else first. And I'm pretty sure this won't take that long to get made once everything else is done. So we're going to leave that alone. I do remember asking you guys at the end of last episode, am I going to need to blast stuff out around this? And the answer seems to be overwhelmingly yes. So we will get to that when we get to it. For right now, we're just going to keep on doing everything else that we have to do, which is quite a lot of stuff. Got a whole lot of comments last time. I'm not going to be able to get to everything, but we're going to do what we can. Lots and lots and lots of stuff to get to here. So, first off, just taking a look at my notes here, I guess some of you did math about the multi-purpose outdoor workspace, and it might not actually be quicker or less labor-intensive to make most of this stuff. I think the advantage is in its flexibility. So we're still going to build one at some point, but now I'm no longer going to rush making this. We just have to make sure that we're doing whatever we can to optimize elsewhere. We did, last time, build this hauling tower, but now nobody's working there because we don't have enough beavers to do the hauling. So we're going to need to get them from somewhere. And we got 5 out of 6 workers here. You know, this is probably fine to just leave this as is. I don't really know. High temperature foundry might be a good thing to take down. I'm going to go down to, say, 5. There we go, yeah. Go down to 5 in here. Mostly because the stuff that we're making isn't really mission critical stuff at the moment. Just because we can't really use too much of it. But we do still want to keep this going. Silicon metal ingots are going to be useful in the future, as well as the glass and the steel saw blades and everything. But as far as things are going right now, we're not really in a huge need. However, we do have this. Is it gigantuan, like giant and gargantuan smashed together? I don't know. But these guys do take glass. And we have 112 glass. We have 48 per warehouse that we have to build. So we can make at least 2 of these. And we also have the storage piles that take glass as well. But the bigger problem with these guys is going to be finding a place to put them on this map because there's not a lot of flat space pretty much anywhere that isn't already being used. Some of this is going to be reclaimable as we continue building our clockwork farms in various locations. But there's going to come a time when this is going to be something we can actually do. Right now, probably not. But we will get there at some point eventually. And it does have to be supported adequately. Except for the thing in the center. And I wish I could show you. Oh, we're flooding over here again. I thought we were done with that. But I don't even know if... Okay, maybe like right here. So we can take a look at how this is set up. There is a space in the center that has like a ladder in there. So these can stack on top of each other. And yeah, it's a cool building. We just don't really have a great place to put it right now. So that's going to be something we are continuing to work on. I thought we solved our flooding problem. I really did. So I don't understand what's happening here. Because it's not flooded down here. This isn't overflowing. But on this side, it super is. So I guess the hauling tower might count as solid, does it? Yeah. So I wonder if that's causing backflow issues. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Water flow on this map is weird. We've already established that. It's not really going to do us any good to think too much more about it. The firefly grooming stations are out of human meat, which we do need. The unfortunate thing is we also need the ice blocks to finish building this underground cold storage that is going to then store ice blocks. Although we have the ability to put the frozen human meat in here too, but it doesn't seem to care if we don't put it in there. I don't know. See, this is waiting on Awful Stew. This is actually in the process currently of bringing us some more ice. So as soon as this one's finished, at the end of 3 days, we'll be able to turn this back into human meat. We just have to remember that that's what we're doing. So we can kind of leave that alone. Next up, had a couple people request this, but most recently in this past episode, they want to see a bridge between the ENS and over here. And height-wise, I think that's going to be very doable. We just have to actually put this guy in here. The 6x1 is maybe not quite long enough, but we can go ahead and do I want to build a regular platform? I guess I will. Yeah, we'll. I love that this is it's got another one back there all the way to the yeah, that's pretty funny. But unlocking that is going to allow us to get across much more easily, and then we'll just do the same thing here. And that's going to really, really help getting between this upper cliff area and this upper cliff area. Probably should have been done a long time ago, but we did not. So that is going to probably not be done super quick. But we did want to go ahead and make that an option. So that is one of the places that's going to get a bridge. And then there's a couple other spots that were mentioned, but over here between, say, right around here and right around here, I think it stays about the same distance no matter what. But it would be very advantageous for us to have a path between this area and then also to get down into here. Because this space, like a couple of you have said, is a really good opportunity for more farming once we have it cleared out. And obviously there's the bad water and stuff, but as soon as we put in, remember where this thing goes, the super fertilizing irrigation tower bath, that'll take care of, well, most of the problem. But that's not going to be super high on my list at this exact moment because we have so many other things to do, but I do want to do that at some point. At some point. We'll see. So I guess they are working on this already. Well, we have planks, we have a certain amount of logs, and metal blocks are, well, they are what they are. Kind of a continuous problem. Wait, is this not connected to... Okay. That'll fix that problem pretty fast. The reason I'm putting these pumps in here is so this does not back up too much. There is a way to get this to just magically overflow. However, I don't think we can really do it without killing all of the crops anyway. Because this would have to be blasted out. We'd have to put in a dam here. So the dam would basically have to be constructed almost instantaneously to prevent any further water from getting out. And it would have to not conflict with where this flag is. It's not going to let me click on it, but the general idea, I think, from what you guys were saying in the comments was just keep this blasting into here, but allow it to overflow back into the river. And that would be a great idea, with the exception of when there is a long drought or a bad tide. Could run into some problems with not enough clean water being left in here. So I'm kind of just not wanting to mess with it. Just leave this like it is. And hopefully try to stay on top of the height management a little bit more. Without complicating things. Because we all know how that goes. The unbelievably tall bamboo is giving us some of those minty bamboo shoots, whatever those things are called, And those can get used in a number of things, including over here at the clinic to make, I believe, frost balm. If we take a look here so I can show you. Yeah, the frost balm along with the ice in the basic balm will help our burns, which we have 12 with minor burns and 24 with major burns. So clearly something is going down at the high temperature foundry. We had 36 beavers be burned. We need to do something about it, but we don't have the ice yet to make that really possible. So that's going to be another thing we've got to take a look at later. 38% of the way, we're still in single time speed. Let's go to turbo mode. Again, we just have to keep on monitoring this situation here. This is still waiting on awful stew. We need this guy to get going sooner rather than later so we can go back to the human meat. And then get more of the glowing firefly juice, whatever it's called, glowing fluid, so we can continue to make more and more of these hydroponic farms. Clockwork, whatever, things. So everything is being held back by the awful stew, which is something that is being concocted. I can't remember what building is making it. It's probably... Well, it's got to be one of these guys. Well, I have no idea who's actually making it, but it's... I don't know, we'll figure it out. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's just way too much to keep up with. Ah, it's one of these cooking tents, isn't it? Yep. What is this red? Spicy soda. Okay. So the awful stew is currently being held back by, it looks like, bramble flowers. So that, I guess, leads us to another thing here, is the bramble flowers, when they're domesticated, I've been told don't spread, but they have to be planted by the tree nursery, which cannot reach anywhere else from where they currently are without getting rid of these guys. So I'm going to get rid of these. We're going to make these into domesticated brambles. This space and this space as well for domesticated brambles. And then we have this space over here. You guys have been saying, hey, they can't reach this. They can't do anything. So guess what? Guess what these are going to become? If you guessed domesticated brambles, then boy, do I have news for you. That is that, yes, these will become domesticated brambles. Because we definitely need to move those away from being whatever else they were. Alright, that'll take care of that. And of course, these over here have no way to get harvested. We do still need additional grapes. And that is a problem that is probably going to have to be solved by moving this scrap metal production out of here. This lumberjack flag probably doesn't need to be here. I always get so confused with who harvests the brambles. There's someone absolutely just pounding the crap out of their keyboard right now. Oh, it's not that hard. Look, maybe not for you. See, this says it gathers bramble flowers. The lumberjack flag does. So that's why I've got it here. But somebody else said it can be gathered by the gatherer's flag and not cut down. Well, which one is it? The tapper's flag we probably don't need to have here, because we're no longer tapping these, we're just cutting them down. But I also said that this irrigation lodge could get replaced if we were to move stuff around here, like get rid of a couple primitive smelters here. Because in theory, our high temperature foundry can do it. Well, not in theory, in fact, it can do it. It's just a matter of, can we supply everything? It's 100 scrap metal from 100 iron and 75 coal, plus 40 of the methane. Plus we get some science from it, it's every 5 hours, versus this thing. 25 and 25 gives us 15. It takes a day and 16 hours. So really, we should be doing, instead of these silicon metal ingots, we should be doing scrap metal here. So, since we don't have the, oh, it's the methane is actually the problem. But I'm going to go ahead and switch this over because, one, we just need to be using this stuff there. And two, this really really could stand to be replaced. I'm just kind of afraid to try it unless I know I can put in one of these super fertilizing irrigation tower baths quickly. Currently, I don't have enough metal to do it. But we will get there. Maybe. Plus, if I get rid of these things here, then I've got a little bit more space for planting if I can manage to keep it irrigated. So that's a long-term thing, but we're going to be working on it. We're going to be doing our best, as one does. But the grape situation is basically going to remain unchanged, even though we've gotten rid of a bunch of this stuff over here. This is still in range here. So I wonder, at least for right now, so we can harvest the rest of this. And we are going through food at breakneck pace once again. I'm just going to put a gatherer's flag over here just so we can make use of it. Because everything is so cyclical. Still haven't really stabilized anything. Okay, so this is done. This is going to go ahead right now and get that human meat. And then that means if this is already gone, which it's not, we're still waiting on that one awful stew. Okay, so we have the awful stew. We have the awful stew, so this can get changed over. I was told cereal bars might be a good thing for us to get into. Just the issue is going to become berries. We're going to need to get more berries. But cereal bars we should probably just go ahead and start doing. So this is now at 4%. We'll come back in and check this off, get rid of that ice block stuff. But the human meat, again, just absolutely vile. We need it to make the fireflies. I don't know why the fireflies eat it. That's real weird stuff, but I guess it works. It works. So we have right here, oh, these are all synced up. That looks so lovely. We've got our hydroponic cabbage farms. Cabbaging, I suppose you could say. We just need more. We always need more. Sunflower seeds still have not caught up. But sunflower oil is trending very strongly positive. We just need to keep building more and more of these things. Lag, my favorite. Unplant these guys right here, and I think that's probably going to be about the limit of what we're going to be able to do. Now, what's going to happen here is this is going to get rebuilt into a universal and a universal on top of each other. And that's going to take a little bit of time, but they haven't built the actual buildings yet, so I think we're fine. Little baby steps of progress. That's all we can do. But hopefully we can keep stacking these things. We also have on this side, if we want to commit to blowing up this much land, we could start putting in another stack as well. Depending on how we want to set this up, I could end up flipping if I were to put one over here so we could use this same ladder stack with some bridges. But I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. It's a process. So how are we looking on the rest of this here? Okay, so I did pause this. And these levees really shouldn't be here without this land being in the middle, but hey, what are you going to do? Okay, so we're waiting on dirt for this. This is still its own thing. This is going to be its own thing. It's not connected with everything quite yet. Yeah, so we'll just leave this alone. It's fine. It'll be what it's going to be. There's so many different things that we really need to do. The cooking tent, like I said before, can make us some cereal bars, but we don't have quite the supply of this stuff to make it work that well. But the cereal bars supposedly are a good thing to have for the Abyss Explorers, although I really don't think it matters what they have as long as they have something. But to make it lore compliant of shelf-stable food, I guess we could try to give them that. How's the progress going on these? Okay, waiting on metal blocks to absolutely nobody's surprise. And we did last time have this guy start making the drill bits. But methane has become a problem again. We do have a storage here, but the methane production is taking so long, and we don't have enough, because we don't have enough nenuphars to keep up with everything, that it is really, really going to cause us some issues here. Which is why I kind of want to build another one of these clockwork farms just for the nenuphars. Not even make the lotuses at all, just nenuphars. But that's one of those things that's going to require that we have an additional mega platform. Which I can't have until I have another 50 of the glowing firefly juice. Which I can't have until I have human meat. So this one's at 65% on the ice, 62% on the meat. That's taking methane and alcohol. I don't know if they need the alcohol to get to the point where they can harvest the human meat, or if that is a self-medication thing. I don't know. Use things responsibly. Use things responsibly. That's what I'm going to say about that. But we have still a bunch of stuff we could be doing over here. Just want to make sure we're not forgetting too much stuff. Yeah, methane continues to be the issue. Nenuphars are going to help us solve that again, but nothing's ever easy. It's never fast. I just don't know what else we can really do at this exact moment that isn't having anything to look at all these right here. We got to get these harvested. And I guess they are working on it. They got 8 of them here. Probably should build another large farmhouse. Just got to figure out where it would go. There's a lot more demolition via dynamite I would like to do to improve access to different places. But we're just not quite there. Not quite there. And there was all this over here that I was going to do to try and get more rice. So we might as well, this is already here. Alright, so what that did is that made this area a lot bigger for rice planting. Which is good, because that means the area over by the large farmhouse can just be turned into entirely lotuses. And I was going to put in a couple of regular farmhouses over here. This storage for bramble flowers no longer needs to be here. That needs to not be here anymore. Tooth grindstone nobody cares about. Gatherer's flag doesn't need to be there because... Oh, I thought one of these was... Okay, well, never mind then. Screw press axles. Well, this doesn't need to be here either. That can go somewhere else. But this space right here, we're trying to do this to minimize disruption to what else we have going on here. This can become farmhouses. I'm going to have a staircase down, which we'll put there. Farmhouse, farmhouse, farmhouse. That guy there. That guy there. We can have a upgrade for assistant farmers or builders or haulers or the nerdy attic or whatever. I'm just going to keep it simple with this. So that will give us 6 farmhouses and 3 upgrades just for rice. And the rice grows pretty quickly, so I think that's going to end up being a good move for us. We just have to be able to fully utilize all this space. Now somebody else met the Lord of the Rings end. Yeah, if this can just be entirely lotuses, I think we're going to be in a much better spot. Which means it's going to be time to unplant pretty much all of this. And eventually make our way and have this be a higher volume thing. Blast it all down. I'm pretty sure if this gets blasted all the way down, I can get just about all of this. I know for sure, the way this is set up right now, I know I can have this much, but it has to be blasted down, and I know that's when that happens, they can go through this ladder, and then they can probably get a couple more squares. We're going to see. we're going to see, because we really, really need to get the production and the harvesting of this up as much as we can. Outside of that, still waiting on metal blocks, to absolutely nobody's surprise. The continual struggle to get that done. But look what we have now. Glowing fluid. And this can finally get turned back into the human meat thing. We do have underground cold storage for right now. I don't think we need to change this to human meat, just because it doesn't seem to care at all if it's not frozen. But the ice blocks we probably should, if we get more of them, should probably keep this for that. I was just more interested right now in getting the firefly grooming stations back up and running. We have insect larvae that need to be put somewhere, which I actually don't know what storage those use. Foreign food we're no longer importing, so this can just get turned into insect larvae. That works. So now that we have, actually this is coming in pretty quick, glowing fluid, let's put in some additional platforms. Make a platform here. I actually am going to let them finish that first before I put another one in. But this is the one where we're going to need to put in, I'm pretty sure just nenuphars will help us out a whole lot. And that is a recipe on the Clockwork Hydroponic Lotus Farm. So that's going to go there. Which means, of course, we will have to continue with all of this fun. Make that a universal just because we can. And then, once again, put in one of these guys. By one of these guys, I mean a bunch of these guys. So I guess that will have to go right there, and that'll work to get the rest of these built. Now, obviously, it's going to take a while because we don't have the metal blocks. But we at least are going to have this in a better spot than it would have been before. These still have not been built, but we can put in our power shafts. Just continue doing that way. And I'm not going to bother changing this out until this is complete. It's not going to be complete for... Actually, it just needs one metal fastener. Well, that's going to be one of those things we need to make sure before we do it that we actually have the ability to construct these. And currently, we're really, really low on gears because those are being ravenously consumed in the pursuit of making robot parts. But we don't need to have a lot of robot parts right now. I just had that still going, so I'm going to turn this back into, I suppose, grape juice, because that won't consume gears anymore. Help that problem get resolved. There's 200, almost 300 gears in this thing. Get that out of here. This is going to be enough robot parts for a while, I think. So hopefully that's okay. This we paused because we were trading metal blocks for insect larvae. We needed the metal blocks. So this isn't going to get turned back on anytime soon, but we will need to keep an eye on that so we don't run out of insect larvae with which to make more fireflies. Progress continues slowly over here. To absolutely no one's surprise, metal blocks, once again, are the limiting factor here. But we are making them. It's just one every 2 hour period. And this one is missing coal, which we are supposed to have a lot of. But it's proving to be a challenge to keep this operating effectively here. Waste rocks haven't been a problem, but we want to make sure that we're not going to lag behind. I was kind of worried that this wasn't going to be sufficient, but now we're down to 95 waste rocks, and I think we had like 300, maybe 400 of them at the start of the episode, so that's looking okay. How are things looking over here? Okay, this is not straight, but that's okay. It is kind of neat to see the pattern going out in the circles like this. we'll just do what we can. They'll plant the explosives when they can put the explosives down, and they'll harvest the rice when they can harvest the rice, and everything else will just be what it's going to be. Oh, good. This one piece got put in. Just waiting on 7 more metal blocks. This is really going to help. Really, really going to help. And the hauling tower is doing hauling tower things. Hopefully... See, look, our food situation is perfectly fine now. We got 3,300 of it, 3,400. Whereas 15, 20 minutes ago, it was under 100. So I think part of that is now that the fried rice situation has massively improved. Or I can stop clicking outside the window by accident. Spicy sodas we were using for some sort of trading recipe, and I don't think we need to anymore. So I can probably turn those off if I really wanted to. Yeah, what was it, the foreign food thing? It must have been. So, let's see. This right now is making fried rice. This was being used to make the spicy sodas. I'm going to go ahead. I think cereal bars are going to be a better thing for us to make, but we just don't have the berries. I think there's one of these farms does berries. No, actually, it's rice. Okay, so maybe we won't do cereal bars. Maybe we'll just have this keep making even more fried rice. Mushrooms, we still could use a lot. But now we're getting into the point where we are going to have to figure something else out here. The way this is set up. These pumps for water need to probably go away. I don't want to get rid of these if I don't have to, because that's going to cause additional problems. Okay, bad tide approaching. We cannot forget. We cannot forget to change our things over before the bad tide starts. I probably will. But this is me putting it out there. We can't forget, and I know there's nothing you can do about it, but we can't forget. We cannot forget. Alright, so they haven't done anything with this, which means they have to be marked for cutting. Alright, so that'll help take care of that. I think this was another area I could plant some wild brambles. That's bamboo. Domesticated brambles, not wild brambles. But I don't know. I don't think they're going to spread past this. We'll see what happens. Yeah, see, there they go. There they go. Harvesting those, get the extra flowers. That should help that substantially. I have a full storage of the minty bamboo shoots, which makes me feel like we should be making the frost balm. However, we don't have the ice blocks, so we kind of can't do that. We can, if we choose, make ice blocks at the alchemist, but the problem with doing that is it takes frost essence, which has to be made, well, somewhere else. Don't remember exactly off the top of my head. And that requires other stuff. So, there's probably an elegant solution to that my brain just decided it's not going to let me do. That's fine. This is connected. That was a huge thing we needed to get done. I do appreciate the lighting effects on the giant fireflies. Oh, here we go. Lizard on a Stick says, didn't know what carnivorous meant and tried to pet a giant firefly, proving that it is always better to ask your questions to the teacher. There you go. You heard it here first, folks. Don't pet the giant fireflies unless you want to end up as firefly food. But metal blocks, once again, proving to be a huge, huge problem. Yeah, building the giant wall of industrial stuff is a challenge, let's say, when it comes to hooking everything up to power. And I know we got to do some other stuff over here to get aquifer pumps going, so I can get rid of all of these manual pumps down here, but... Oh, good. This is, I don't know if it's a good thing or not that there's hardly any fully grown rice, or if it's a good thing that they're grabbing it so quickly, but they are. So that's good to see. Rice numbers are still not great, though, so we're going to have to work on improving that. How are things looking over here? Okay, this is a lot better. We still have plenty of dynamite, so let's... While we have the chance. I'm going to stop here for now on putting the dynamite in. But I think what's going to have to happen is all of this gets unplanted. I'm pretty sure it already is. But just want to make sure. Because they're not going to be able to get over here anyway. And I can't set this off yet because of how I have this situated. Pumpkin situation has massively improved. We have 910 of those. Pumpkin chips, once again, are relying on the sunflower oil, and that is something we've been trying to fix for a really long time. But it's not quite there yet. So the mega platform is done, which means this can now get constructed. Using the 3,000 water right before a bad tide might have bad optics, but we have 17,000 in storage, and we can get pretty much whatever we want whenever we want because we have the aquifer pumps. So I'm not going to be concerned about that. Still looking good on the clockwork robotic controllers and the screw press axles. Everything else, we're looking good here. We just have to have the rest of the materials brought in. I think we should be okay. It is very funny how it lets me build this bridge piece attached to nothing because this hasn't been completed yet. But that's fine. We shouldn't get upset about it. Just be grateful it allows me to exploit that. Oh, that's fun. All right, this is waiting on dirt. We do have some dirt, and we do need to keep using it to pan for gold. So that's not a bad thing. Down to 12. Oh, still 42 incapacitated beavers. Yeah, so we're gonna need to have some sort of ice thing, and like I don't know. I don't want to make the ice because it's like not a very good recipe. But we're probably gonna have to. We're probably gonna have to because I need the human meat so I can do the firefly juice. Although this is this completely full? No, okay, they have a storage total for 150. It's just the numbers ended up matching up. So that's already finished. They're working on that. I'm going to go ahead and just pop that in there. That should be fine. If I really want to solve the nenuphar problem once and for all, I can just build another one of these, and then I'm just going to have to put in some more sunflower ones. But the sunflower seed numbers are continuing to rise. I think we're probably in decent shape for that. Just got to get it moving a little bit faster. Of course, there's other ones here like the green peas and the rice and, well, not ricin, that's a poison. Ever blossoms that we could be using. But that reminded me, looking at the ever blossoms, there are other trees we can plant. Like this guy right here, lag. 75 days gives us 70 logs. That's a lot of logs from one tree. This is a 5x5. So in terms of log density per square per day, it's probably about the same as what we're already looking at. But it would be a neat thing to have. We just have to put it in the range of a tree nursery. Which... you know, I did it again. Alright, well, that one's fixed. Get this situated here. Alright. Well, I didn't let it flood anywhere, so I guess that's fine. 5 days. We can handle 5 days. That should not be a problem whatsoever. It is very interesting to see how long it takes to build most of this stuff. We have lots of scrap metal. So that means this guy could probably be making glass panes again, but we're also not out of glass panes, and we won't be for a little bit. Like, I really want to build one of these gigargantuan warehouses. I just don't know where. I really don't know where I can put one. Perhaps the logical conclusion would be to just, you know, stop farming right here because we have these mechanical ones now. But we all know that that is not really going to be that viable of an option for us. Plus, I've got to, I got to put more stuff in here anyway, and that's going to take a really long time. So maybe we'll just leave that alone for now. Oh, you know what? There's actually not that much left to harvest over here. So that is going to be... Okay, within the next, like, day or two, these will all be gone. And then that, hopefully, will allow us to expand this a little bit nicer. We can continue blasting this out and then put another large farmhouse on this side and then make this entire thing just lotuses. And I know we're about to start mechanically farming them over here, but I would like to keep these on the nenuphars just so we don't have to worry about it so much. Now would probably be a good time to go ahead and disconnect. See, look how the wild swing on our food here was at 3,300 just a little bit ago. If we go ahead and just connect this now, I know it's going to cause some problems here for just a moment, but I think we're going to be fine. I'll just super prioritize these. We have the gears, we have the scaffolding, they can just do it. The pine resin being as low as it is interesting to me, because I don't remember what's using the pine resin. I don't think there's really that much that's using it. There shouldn't be, at least. So I still want to change this stuff around. So these aren't going to grow because they're not wild, and if I unplant them, they're not going to get replanted. I don't think they spread the same way. But at least the grapes are all within range of a harvester at this point. And our grape quantities are still not very high, but that's fine. We do have some grape juice. I know it's being used to make wine, which is being used to make strong alcohol, which is being used to make medical stuff, in theory. Antibiotics should be... Oh, they're actually not being used for anything, are they? No, they're not. So what's the deal with that then? Because these people just live here. This one works here. So what happens? What happens with the antibiotics then? They're not... I don't know. I never understood the water beaver healing thing at all. I truthfully do not know what to do with these. Like, it says it's more efficient than a rest bed, but it doesn't have anywhere for the beavers to get treatment. Unless the ones who live in it are the injured ones. No, not injured. So, yeah, I have no idea what this building actually does. This is still... Is that flooded or out? Okay, no, it's water's too low. That would also probably really help, not having to constantly pump out from this. So everything just dries up half the time. Probably would be a very good thing. Here, get the last bits of dynamite in here. That should not be a too terribly long thing. We'll come back and check on that in a little bit. This, for some reason... Oh, you know what? Alright. Alright. Actually, hold on. Don't destroy that. We'll just unplant it. I forgot that the actual thing was on this side, but putting that as a universal is probably something that needs to get done anyway. Sunflower oil. Oh, they're consuming the stuff, though. I just saw... But it's like not one of the things that gets put in these medical beds. But I saw it consume something. So I honestly could not tell you how any of this works at all. I don't think it's possible. But I guess it's doing something. Maybe. Who knows? Alright, so this is about to be at 100% here. Yep. So yeah, come grab that and then I will put in case we need to expand it in the future. I'll just put another one of those in like that. Alright, let's go check out our dynamite in the rice area here. Looks like it's all good to go. So, nobody walked down the stairs. And now, good, they can reach all of this perfectly fine. That means that's going to get some lotuses. And now that the rice is all gone over here, these farmhouses can go away. And I am pretty sure we're not going to need these probably ever again. So that's going to be a good excuse for us to go ahead and demolish this stuff. Get that down. Expand our pumpkins. This I'm going to go ahead and just completely get rid of. This is a path to go down over here, but if we can succeed in getting this connected right, then we won't need that anymore. We'll just wait, I suppose, until everything else can get put in here. Come on, click. Thank you. Little bits and pieces, one at a time. I only have 30 dynamite left, so I think I'm going to prefer taking this down first. Yeah, now I can completely remove this mess. Oh, of course, somebody's stuck. Good job, genius. Temporary road here. But I am going to get rid of these. But we do need them to put this staircase back in. Now down here I see a lumberjack that can't do anything, so that's going to go away. Alright, stuff is progressing reasonably well. Yeah, our water situation, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to get rid of these pumps here. Because I know we're not using them. And these as well. Why do such a radical thing? Well, the simple answer is I can. So that gets rid of all of the pumping. Downstream of this dam. Gives us back a bunch of space with which to grow food or do other things. And, more importantly, is going to keep this full longer during droughts and bad tides, so we can use our clay pits and our river baths and all sorts of other fun stuff. And now there's just extra depth. But with that comes the added responsibility of not running out of water, which is going to be an interesting thing to try and fix here. Because that's not going to work there, I'm 90% sure. We have other places that might accept them. So there's a giant buried tank here. No longer is going to be a supply. It's going to be set to obtain. But that means we need to have storage near where we're pumping. And this guy's all the way up here. It is prioritized by haulers, but we don't have a big storage. So what I will do, just because this is pretty much the only place we could realistically put one, is put a medium tank just right here for water as soon as, you know, they come get rid of this. Oh, I went right past it. This is operating, which is cool. So now we have nenuphars we can actually use. Hopefully. Now, the thing that we're not entirely sure about yet is whether or not the rice will continue to be a viable thing. But we might as well just keep building. Might as well put another lotus farm right here. So I'm pretty sure if we really wanted to, we could find a way to use these nenuphars like nobody's business. Alright, so that's going to require another suspension bridge just right here. Bad tide's over, cycle 52 begins, and now we have 13,000 water. We do need to get more pumping occurring, but I think... Hello? Thank you. This is fine. Our bamboo did not die, so that's good progress. I am going to let this run a little bit more before we change it out. Huh, interesting. This is no longer connected up here. Well, that's because I did all this mess. But now we don't need that anymore. We just have this come in as one does. We'll reroute this at some point. I believe now this is clean enough for it to no longer matter. There we go. Water comes back in. Construction continues. Another hydroponic lotus farm should really, really help us out with the rest of our food recipes and a couple industrial ones. And then we get to decide, are we just going to keep stacking on top of this thing? The answer is probably yes. And what do we want to put on top of it? Because now we've got quite a bit of glowing fluid. See, here we are. We have surgery kits that are apparently being used. Maybe? They appear and they disappear, so I can only assume they're being used. I just can't tell you how they're being used. I love that these are just infinitely stackable. That's a beautiful thing. But now the issue that we're going to run into is we don't have enough giant logs, because those are being used. In fact, these are supposed to be cut, so I didn't unmark these for... No, oh, okay, they're definitely cuttable. Maybe they're just not being cut appropriately. Okay, this is drying. Shouldn't be doing that too much more, and I did say I was going to replace... I said I was going to do a lot of stuff, didn't I? Well, we all have our faults. This is deep. The mushroom things I don't think care about fitting on top of stuff, so what I'm going to do... Just because this is already here, I'm going to put in some more mushroom growers. We also have the GMO growing lab that will, if we have the degree, produce mushrooms in 18 hours, but we have to have mushroom juice, which I thought at some point we were making, but maybe, no, we have it. So GMO growing lab, let's, oh yeah. And that works as a levy. I obviously can't put it right there, but we, friends, are in a scenario here where I can get rid of these guys. And we can make very good use of the rest of our space. In fact, so much so that I don't need to put these overhang walkways here. I just need to have a good place to put a bunch of other stuff. Chestnuts. Okay, we have way too many chestnuts as it is. That's probably not a problem. This farm is farming here. I really should probably... I don't need these tank showers. Get out of here. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. Oh, the water's on the ground. It's fine. It's okay. We're going to survive. Now, what this allows me to do is I can take these paths out. And then I can just reroute stuff however I need it to be rerouted. And I can put in the GMO growing labs, which 700 science. These are very versatile buildings. So this can go preferably out of the farm range, just so we don't have to worry about that. But here, here, and then another one here, we can move this. Unplant these, and then we'll connect them with a path here. Unless they have a second story entrance, which for some reason, they do. Alright, well, you know what that means. Time for a ladder. That'll face that way. And then GMO Growing Lab. Now, we should check agronomy, bachelor's. This one's already got it, but eh. Okay, well that answers another... Wow, this runs so much quicker when it's paused. We're now going to go back to making a bachelor's of agronomy because I know I'm gonna need another one. Since it's already basically built, I guess for right now I'm just going to leave this as it is. And then eventually, we'll just replace it with this thing, but I think it's going to be fine. Alright, so we have that set to mushrooms. Hopefully that helps solve a lot of our mushroom problems, and I can take some of these guys out. It's going to be faster. 18 hours, you get 75 mushrooms versus 1 mushroom per hour here. And if, of course, if you do the slow growth, well, let me pull it up where I can actually see it. Yeah, 3 days, 8 hours for 40 mushrooms. No. The GMO Growing Lab is obviously a superior choice. Plus, getting rid of some of these means we can plant some more trees, which we do actually need more trees now. Just gotta make it work. Gotta make it happen. This one needs a couple more logs. It's just about finished. That's really gonna help. So why don't we go ahead and as soon as this one is finished, we'll get rid of these 2 mushroom growers, plant some more everblossom trees. Little bits at a time. Alright, so that's done. That's done. These were on platforms? Huh. Okay. Well, that didn't solve anything then, did it? It certainly did not. Well... Alright, I guess what we'll end up having to do is put in a warehouse over here for, just say, mushrooms. Which we didn't really have any good storage for anyway. And then another warehouse, because why not? But we do have ladders that can go up here, which is going to be helpful. We can do some more storage stuff. What do we not have storage of food-wise that we really, really need to have storage of? Honestly, probably not much. Everything of consequence already has a giant storage thing. I didn't even think about coffee. Sheesh. Minty bamboo shoots don't have a storage place. Well, this isn't really a great place to put them, but maybe we'll just do it anyway. Oh, cereal bars don't have storage at all. Okay, what else? 'Cause I feel like pretty much everything else has decent storage. Lots of storage for sunflower seeds. Pumpkins, I don't think we care about over here. Oh, this keeps moving. Coconuts, berries have hardly any storage, but we also have hardly any berries. Okay, well, cereal bars it is. It's fine. But I think it still was a good move to move these over to GMO Growing Lab areas here. This can go away. We now have the 1 bachelor's in agronomy, apparently. I didn't think they could do it that fast, but they must have had most of the materials. We'll just keep making those, because you know we're going to need them at some point anyway. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. So now what I can do is I can continue planting pumpkins, which that will fit very nicely there. Then I can get away doing this mess here. The reason for doing this way is so I can get this path cleared out here. That will plant some more pumpkins, which we will eventually need. That can get blown up. Or, you guessed it, another pumpkin. Then I have space over here, except I already blew that up. Space for more pumpkins. So how many dynamite? I got 43. So this is... I'm not even going to bother counting. We'll just... Oh, okay. So that's actually going to be 40. Perfect. Right like that. All right. That works. We are continuing to make additional fun over here. I want to keep stacking these, but I think the problem was I got distracted. It was also we don't have enough giant sequoia logs, which we're not going to for... Okay, at this point we're not going to have any more for a while. Yeah, at least like half a cycle or more. So I think we can safely leave that alone. Have we made any progress over here? Okay, we kind of have. They're just wrapping their way around here. Just the dirt is becoming an issue. Okay, so now we have a lot of these waste rocks again. This is very full. Waste rock, that's full, that's full. See, I thought about building another trebuchet, but I didn't think I needed one. So I guess what that means is we're going to build another trebuchet. And that will actually fit very splendidly right here. Lag. My favorite. If nothing else, this mod is an exercise in patience with your computer. So, additional trebuchet goes there. And then that should help us get rid of a bunch of these. This is already set to... No, it's not prioritized. Okay. Well, that might have something to do with it, because this can store 300. They really should be prioritizing that. I've got beavers without jobs. I have 39 incapacitated ones. Somebody help with this. Like, how... I built the stuff. I'm making the stuff. How do I... Stop this. I gotta figure out how to deal with that. There's plenty of other stuff we need to be doing also. But now the demand is outpacing supply. Which means we need more wheels, which means we need better setup over here. So I have plenty of blueprints for those things. I just don't have I don't really have a good way of getting power out of them. Huh. Okay, well the easy thing would be to just blow this up and keep putting in regular levees here. So I know I can do this, and that's maybe going to help a little bit, but not really looking too great here. All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. Is I'm going to put a 3x1, and then in the interest of, you know, actually getting something accomplished, I have 8 pieces of dynamite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I think that's gonna work. I'm gonna straighten this out just a tiny bit, and eventually we're gonna have to get that going as well, because I'm gonna need to put in another couple things. These are making 1,000 apiece, so that seems like a pretty easy, no-brainer thing to do. That will help us out there. I just don't know if it's gonna allow me to build. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. That'll work. Let's make that go as it will. But I'm going to have to take this down, which means they're going to need, fortunately, no metal for this. Although we do have 40, because I was going to, remember, put another advanced sawmill over here, but now we're kind of out of the giant logs. So we're going to have to find somewhere to plant more of those. And there are 3x3, which means if I want to plant another one, I'm going to have to move or remove Some more stuff over here. Yep, we got ourselves into all sorts of problems, as one does. This is ready to go, looks like. So let's blast that away. Beautiful. And all of that is plantable. I keep clicking on the wrong things again. Lotuses. Now, if we had a tree nursery over here, we could grow more bamboo, and we might still end up doing that. But in this exact moment right here, we still don't have enough nenuphars, so we're going to keep growing these lotuses over here. Okay, this continues. Obviously can't do anything until we have the giant logs for this mega platform, and that's just the way it is. But since we have the metal, I'm going to go ahead, before I forget, and just start putting these in. Just so we don't forget. Of course, that gets the universal power shaft. It's going to need to have the thing here and here. Now coming back over to this mess. Okay, that's ready to go. Now we're just waiting on logs, which somehow are in short supply. 45 logs, really? Really? 45 logs? I can't... Okay. So... Alright. I keep finding excuses for, you know, not actually solving problems. And don't expect that to change, but... In this moment, we can acknowledge that we have made mistakes and we can work to fix them. That will cover... Yeah, that actually is going to cover a pretty decent bit of additional stuff over here. That guy and that guy. As soon as this gets... No, get out of here. Since we have nothing better to do, might as well just put in 2 more of these things. Get these built. That'll get us a little bit of logs with which to hopefully fix the stuff. And I did say I was going to have more trees. Which, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to plant trees where there is no land on which to plant trees, but I can replant on these ever blossoms here. I was going to blast that part out that we had unplanted, but I didn't do it. And I was going to get rid of this irrigation lodge in favor of having something else, but I didn't do it, so... You know how it goes. The water situation, despite me not adding any additional aquifer pumps, is still fine. I know the number is going down and it shouldn't be going down, but it is, and that's a little bit of a cause for concern. But as you can see, I ended up getting slightly distracted with some other stuff, and we're not making enough power to really run anything else anyway, so we had to take care of that. All of that being said, oh, you know what I also didn't do is I also did not build a tank over here. Alright, so that's absolutely got to be a thing. Fortunately, we have everything we need. Yeah, we have everything we need for that, so that's good. Need another one of these. I cannot put another one here because this is down too far. So that going across here isn't really going to play nice unless I blast something else out here. And this was supposed to be for grape juice, but I currently can't get around this unless I move. This is... Okay, so these don't need to be making sunflower oil. These actually are in kind of a bad spot, because I'm not growing sunflowers over here. So what I could do is take out one or both of these. What was going in here anyway? Grapes? Yeah, these are supposed to be making the grape juice. Oh, but I turned those off of grape juice because this assembly line is now making grape juice. So, what's the situation under these? Okay, not enough room to put in a pump. Definitely not. Okay. I'll tell you what. This one can go away. This one can go away. And in its place, I know we have this here. I'm not going to get rid of it. In its place, I can put in one of these for, we'll just say, which one of these is grape juice? This one. And what that's going to allow me to do now is move this, come in here, keep this here. Look, I know the mental gymnastics that we're going for right here are certainly not an ideal thing, but it's gonna work. It's gonna work, trust me. Possibly a dangerous thing to ask you, but we're gonna make it work, folks. So what's gonna happen is, because this no longer needs to be up here, we can get rid of all of this space and just blast this down completely. But we have to get these trees out of here. So what's going to happen as a result of this is I need to put in a lumberjack flag that can actually reach, which would be, I think it would have to be right here. That's already looking to go. And then part of that is going to be blasting this out. I know we don't have a whole lot of dynamite, but we're making it work. We're doing what we can. Did I not mark that one for... I did not. I missed. All right. But I can unmark the rest of these now. So we already established those are taken care of. The main goal is to get this built and then this other bridge built so I can get rid of this bridge, which means I can then continue blasting out this way and put in another set of wheels, which now that is possible. So they can grab these things here, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that path, bring this dynamite in, and then once that's complete, we can come in with our platform right here. And then we're going to have to put another one right here, which I would like to maybe narrow our deal here, but we're not quite there. I think this is still going to be fine. This is a bad water, though, so, you know, I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're going to see what happens. All right, large water wheel. On you go. Because these are raised and we have scaffoldings, we don't have a lot of logs, but we do have scaffoldings. We can make these connected all the way through. Although I really only, for right now, just have to connect here. Because these are connected through here. And this one thing, all by itself, will just end up being whatever it is. But we have so much wood that can be cut out now. Assuming we have anybody to actually... Oh, he can't actually reach this, can he? Okay, well, that's marked for cutting. That's marked for cutting. Alright, come up here and do this. I think I can go ahead. Yeah. I made a mistake. That's never happened. Oh, man, I hate it when I do this. So now I have to build 2 staircases to get these single trees out. But he'll be able to do that at least. There's also room down here to cut these, which I don't need to have the leftover brambles cut, because that's not going to be a thing that we even care about having to fix. This guy can come take care of that. Put in a couple more to help him out. Little bits and pieces. Little bits and pieces. Do we have, among these, blueprints for the... Okay, washing machine, yes. Balloon trader landing pads. I got 34 for floodgate dams. I'm not going to need those. Giant buried tanks. Large farmhouse. Water wheel and mechanical drill. This is for a super fertilizing irrigation tower bath. Okay, so which one of these is for the large aquifer pump? And how did I miss that? ENS. ENS. Floodgate dam. giant buried tank, large farmhouse, large water wheel, mechanical drill. Did I use it? Did I use the blueprint? I have to have used it. But how? I thought I specifically tried not to do that. Oh, that's catastrophic. That's terrible. So which one even is that from a mechanics lodge? No, because that's the floodgate dam, that's the large water wheel. Where's the aquifer pump one? Oh, what a pain. I don't remember what building that's in. Seriously? Like, I can't believe that. I can't just be hiding somewhere? 'Cause I've been very careful this whole time to try and avoid that. That's set to super fertilizing. That's set to large water wheel. Or maybe it doesn't need one and I'm just stupid. Oh, that's why. Okay, alright, we're good. We're good. We were almost not good, but we're good. I knew I wasn't that dumb to have done that. Well, at any rate, large aquifer pump will go here. And then eventually this whole thing will be taken care of. But we got to get all this wood out of here first. I don't think these are connected any other way. And they wouldn't be, no. But this doesn't actually connect to anything back here. Except the stuff we already took care of. So what's going to end up happening is this can now be blasted down. Not that one deleted. We'll rotate accordingly. Yeah, this can just... whole thing. All the way down. And then we can have the path run beside this like we had before. I think that'll help solve a lot of problems. So I do see the water... okay, it's not dire, but it is definitely down from what it was. And this should, in theory, not be that complicated. Hopefully. Get that done, get that done. And at some point, we probably should find a place over here to put another one of those large storages, but we're not there yet. Alright, so now that that's where it is, this probably would be a nice... nice place to try and connect through here. Which we can do once this is gone. Okay. Let's bring that through this way, bring that through that way. As soon as that gets blown up, we'll be good to go, folks. Put in a regular platform. Put in a power shaft. Rotate it correctly. Drought approaching. Okay, so this is making almost no power because of how we have this set up, which means I probably need to sneeze, and also means we need to get this blasted out once and for all. So that's going to be 6, that's going to be 11, that's going to be 16, 22. I have 16 dynamite right now. That's fine. So this will be a little bit of a challenge to get the rest of this stuff taken care of, but I don't think it's going to be insurmountable. We just need to harness the power here. And I'm going to go ahead and... I don't think I need to worry about a double platform, but I will do a tall platform. Right here, they should be able to stand on this no problem. Large water wheel like so. These are connected. And eventually that'll help once everything is blasted clear through and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Quantities of human flesh are increasing, which is a very disturbing thing, but it works. Okay, this one can get cut down for, hopefully, good use on our mega platforms. This is ready to go here. Which means that path can get connected. And now we have a straight shot here. Well, kind of, to get down this way. Water storages elsewhere are still looking good. This is still looking good. Good enough, at the very least. Plenty of pumpkins. Mostly. Oh, you know what I can do? I can massively complicate the routing here and add in additional pumpkins. I don't have a lumberjack up here, do I? Alright, well, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just get rid of that one tree. Like that. This can end up being just platformed because what else are we going to do about it? Put that there. That'll get me a couple more pumpkins. In fact, I really probably should be basing almost everything I do over here about maximizing pumpkin output. But there's not really that much else I can do. This will fit 2 pumpkins here if I don't change anything, but I probably will. I guess this is going to be fine. It's just this direct thing there won't make sense anymore. Alright, so that's saved. So if I do that's not gonna play nice, but I guess it doesn't really matter, to be perfectly honest with you. We'll just roll with that. No matter how you do it, if I did one there, one there, one there, one there, I couldn't get across it, so I guess it's fine. We'll just have it be slightly off-center. Not really anywhere else I can plant one of these things. That's fine. How are we looking on our explosive quest over here? All done, huh? Alright. So that's going to disrupt flow for a little bit, but it should massively increase coming through here. Okay, well that's a lot better than 30. But we do need to narrow this, and that is going to be a good opportunity to put in a bad water pump building. But, see, people keep telling me I don't know how to use these, and they're also correct. This isn't going to work here. Just because I don't have elevation for it, it would have to go down. Alright, so never mind, we're not going to do that. I'm going to have to figure some other way of getting this situated here. How do I have homeless beavers and free beds? How does that work? That really shouldn't be a thing. But a triple watertight lodge would help this scenario tremendously. I think. If I've done this correctly. I just need to push stuff in a specific direction here is all. Let's check the flow here. It's 183. That's over 1,000. Okay, alright. Well, that accomplished my goal. At least a little bit. That's helped a lot. Alright, where... This hasn't been finished yet. What are we waiting on? Drill bits! To absolutely no one's surprise. Drill bits, once again, proving to be a huge pain in the butt. Ladder, get out of here. Alright, so I can't really get rid of that, but this will work just as soon as we have drill bits. Unfortunately, drill bits take 800,000 years to make, but everything else is there. Let's super prioritize that. But now that most of our water situation is completely decoupled from the drought cycle, I think we're going to be in really good shape moving forward. I still haven't gotten an idea of exactly what to do here with the land we got back, but things are looking a whole lot better, that's for sure. Bachelors in agronomy are looking a whole lot better. Let's see, can I make another one of these? Easy. Okay, the logs are going to be a problem, but we maybe that's what I should be doing, is just growing more trees. We have lumberjacks. Where we click on these things? So it appears lumberjack barn only reaches over to here, and the forester only reaches over to here, so that's not really that big of a benefit. Yeah, it's already taking care of about everything it can. The chestnut trees, I mean, I know there's other stuff we can do with these, we just never really use them that much. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to, perhaps against my better judgment, I'm going to cut down a chunk of these, and we're going to replace them with Everblossoms. Okay, drought, that's fine. We probably should be planting some other trees for log purposes, but for right now, this is what we have access to. This is what's going to work for us. Just got to get a handle on the wood situation. Every little bit helps. It's just going to be a process. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here forever and do that, but what we can do is we can start shifting, because remember, the Harvester's Office is the only one that matters when it comes to the whatever kind of trees these are, chestnuts. And the Forester has to be able to plant them. That's really our only issue. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, this Architect's Lodge is in the worst possible place, and that's going to go away. This is going to have to be probably just straight up rerouted straight through here. For right now, that's fine. Take this out. And then this can become probably all chestnut trees. Now that our sunflower oil situation has massively, massively improved, that's really going to help us out a lot, taking care of most of that. This is... Let me click on the Forester. Come on. Forester. Alright. So it's 3 tiles to the left. Up like that. Then up like that. This, since these are already set up like this, this is going to end up being a much better situation for us here. I can cut down probably these guys too. And turn those into... Oh, cut those guys and cut them into Everblossoms. There we go. Unplant, unplant, just in case. That is a chestnut seed thing that needs to be completely destroyed. Turn that into Everblossoms. It is a process. But we're going to be fine. I know that's not going to completely turn everything around overnight, but it is going to help. Best as it can. I can't click on the Forester ever. Alright, so this guy is probably pretty busy planting all this other stuff. So we'll get there when we get there. Eventually. Now I have this ladder in place, which means I can come over here and start reconfiguring, not the beavers, start reconfiguring that thing, put it in the GMO growing lab, and then hook everything back up with paths. So 3 of these GMO growing labs really should outpace all of our other mushroom production. We're still very, very low on them. Probably because of a specific sawdust, really? Okay. Well, that's an interesting problem we're going to have to solve now. Sawdust storage. Huh, how am I gonna get away with fixing this? I suppose there's probably a good way to do it, but I want to see if I'm going to be able to finagle this. Skewer platform. Come on. No, I already know I can't do that, but doing this like so is going to allow me, despite using a lot of metal, going to allow me to, you know, not have to build the giant tall platforms I can't do. Although those do have the little braces there. This is going to let me put in a couple of storage piles for, you guessed it, sawdust. We can set those to be obtains. And of course we have mushroom storage back here that isn't full because of course it's not. Prioritize, prioritize, prioritize. Alright, so that's helping a lot. Trees. Fix that, fix that. Okay, and the water situation still has not gotten much better. Why are these two different color blue? Is that just because it's not full? Well, it also isn't currently generating any power, so that's almost certainly got something to do with it. Oh, this hasn't been, it's not been connected. That's going to be a problem. Let's fix... Not there, not there. Put that in. And power shaft turn. I did say I was going to put one over here also. Do I have... I actually do. I have a decent amount of metal. Alright, and then that's going to have to become, probably once these are all depleted, that'll become a universal. Everything else is looking okay. Food has mostly stabilized. The sunflower oil problem seems to mostly be solved. Still have way too many lotuses and not enough nenuphars, which is fine, I suppose. Need more giant logs for the mega platforms. What else is new? How many bachelors of agronomy do we have now? Another 2. Well, this is probably fine to keep these being researched, but it is using logs and it's using mushroom juice. Paper, pencil sets, I'm not sure we're actually making those anymore. In fact, I'm almost certain we aren't. Well, I guess I'll just put this back to science points. And then we'll check our situation on the pencil sets. That's being made in the Handicrafter's Lodge, which is... No one's making pencil sets. Okay. Wait, no, somebody is. Which one? Okay. And it has all the materials, it's just full. Well, then why can't... no, I don't want to demolish that. Why can't I see it up here, then? Or is it just somewhere I'm not looking for it? Oh, okay, it's right here. Well, what else? What else am I finding myself? Oh, this is a great opportunity. Great opportunity right here to get in and clean these trees out. Super great opportunity during a drought. Get those out of here, and then eventually we can kind of reroute a bunch of this stuff. Well, obviously the water's not going to flow out any more than it already is. So me not building this isn't actually solving anything. But this also isn't built yet, so there's no point in trying to rush to construct this one either. Path is done, of course it is. That one's waiting on dirt, which we don't have. So I'm assuming... Okay, yeah, they're building this terrain block. So we need another 194 dirt for that. The situation with the waste rocks is kind of confusing because I already built another one of these, but I guess they're not bringing it in here. Well, they're prioritized by haulers anyway, so that's probably fine. The glass is looking okay. I just need more stuff. More of a whole bunch of stuff. That's the way it's going to be probably forever. Need all our trees planted? No, not quite. Working on it. Maybe, if I can click on the right building. Forester. Yeah, he's just a little busy here. But the chestnut situation is probably not something we really need to be worrying about. I think. Okay, water, that's low. It's at 7,000, which means this probably isn't sufficient. But where else, reasonably, where else am I going to be able to do this? Prioritize, set supply. Somewhere someone is typing up a comment saying, stop prioritizing everything. Well, I have to. This building has no staff. So that's why that's getting prioritized. The rest of this stuff. See, if I could see... I can't imagine that this is going to work, but now I'm just so curious if this will actually let me. I know it won't because the space is covered with other stuff right now, but I am just so curious if I can get this chestnut tree out of here and raise that up one block, would it allow me to do this? The answer is probably no. But I am just incredibly curious. I don't know, I probably don't need to be spending my time doing this. I have all sorts of other things that would be much better uses of my time. But this doesn't need to be... You know what? Okay, we're out of power anyway, so it doesn't matter, but... If I were to... It's already in the correct way here. If I were to just do this... Put another one of these up here. All I would have to do would be... to disconnect this... Actually, I didn't have to disconnect that path. I just got to put a platform on top of this guy, and then a power shaft, and then turn that into a three-way. I think that's doable. I think we can do it. Well, that's what doable means. Oh, cool. This one's actually hooked up, and since this no longer matters, because everything is drained, that's what we'll do. We'll just universal it. Bring those two in here. Oh my god, this is already an hour 40 minutes. Uh-oh. Well, if you're still watching, then you actually care, so you're probably also not going to complain that this video is super long. Yeah, this will be done hopefully soon. Now, one of these gravity batteries is not going to last 3 days, but it will help a little bit. We've got still more opportunities over here to take care of the rest of, well, everything. Probably don't need to be getting rid of all these trees without using lumberjacks. But also, where am I going to put lumberjacks? I actually really don't have anywhere to pop these guys. Can I fit one? Oh, clicking is such a struggle in this. Alright. This can actually do the whole thing. Okay. Well, in that case, come and get these out of here. Because I can put in 2 more. That actually doesn't look too bad. Yeah, look how fast this is going down. But it is actually doing stuff, which is nice. That's waiting on, surprise, surprise, drill bits. And this doesn't have power because I disconnected everything. But these two are still running. But these aren't, which is going to help preserve power for a little bit. Demand is only 2670. This is already... Oh, okay. That's not as far down as I thought it would be. Alright. I can't prioritize this anymore. This person just needs to come in and do their job. But I think this will actually be doable here. Provided that this can, you know, last another day and a half, we might actually be in business. Okay, so this one's done. That means we had enough of the stuff. Nenuphars, I mean, we still don't have enough, but hold on. I have feelings about this. Yes, it is my fault. Yes, I should have done something else. No, I did not do it So yes, it is my fault. Because I didn't want it to overflow, so I put the pumps in, and now it pumped it. Okay, well, it also means that these pumpkins aren't growing here. Fortunately, we have 652 of them. But man, that is annoying. This rice is also going to die, but who cares? So, now that this is dead, I can hear you saying, no, it's the perfect time to come in and... Yes, you would be correct. It is, in fact, the perfect time to put in my foolproof, idiot-proof nonsense here. Oh my god, dude, I'm so mad. Jeez. Alright, so if that goes away, I think I can get away with putting that there. Maybe. It should let me pretty much do whatever I want. Alright, dynamite. Come do your thing. Pop these two in. Since it's already dead, what else could I possibly have to lose? We'll just do our little overflow thing here. You win. You won. You got what you wanted. Okay. Well, the good news is that this can just basically run indefinitely. That also means that I'm going to need to remove these water pumps from up top here. This needs to be absolutely super prioritized. Oh, look. Guess what we don't have? Logs. Guess what we need to have to do this? Logs. Guess where we can get logs? Getting rid of these things. So. They'll pick up all that garbage off the ground here. Man. I think this should be a better long-term solution. Not guaranteed that it will be, but it'll do something. This worm storage I pretty much only put here so these beavers wouldn't starve to death. It's fine. Everything is fine. That is so infuriating. Oh well. I'll just go ahead and blast that out too. Did they build the third one? They did not. Because they're waiting on drill bits, and they can't have them until I connect everything back up, because this is now completely drained. 0.5 days. Well, at least we have, minus the single log for the gravity battery. Both of these are done. They are going to have the power shafts to go. But I prioritized this other thing because I thought I was smart. Alright, 11 logs left. They'll have those. That's not going to be a problem. We just have to do it. Man, that is super annoying. Good news is this is just about finished. And by the time the water comes back shooting up through here, it's going to be complete. Now, the other question... I don't expect this to work. But... okay, that doesn't work. But that does. That's actually a surprise. This is going to end up... come on. That'll work. Give me the bridge platform here. There. Now I can actually keep a path going across this, which is going to need to have some sort of a way to get upstairs here. So I guess that works. But the primitive dam is in place. It's doing something. How's this looking over here? Still waiting on a single log. Okay. Are these marked for cutting? Oh, these 3 aren't. Okay, neither are these 4. So that's fixed. That's working. These aren't making any power because, of course, they're not. Water's down to 3,700. This is waiting on drill bits, which cannot be made until everything is hooked back up because this has not been reconnected. So let's prioritize that. That's super important. This is going to be generating stuff here. They did not gather all of these, surprisingly. Well, we have an efficient method of cleaning the beavers, so I'm not going to lose too much sleep over it. Plank-wise, we're actually good on planks. I'm gonna do just regular logs because we have so many planks and we need so many logs. So that's just gonna be what it is. Production of this stuff continues. This is missing 500 some dirt. Alright, I guess we can't really be too mad. I have a full thing of glowing fluid, which is, well, I guess good news for glowing fluid. But let's go ahead, since we have all of that. Can I even... There, it was almost one spot. Oh, come on, man. I'm going to have to... There we go. Putting that there mostly to deal with our glowing fluid. Now I got to figure out what's going on top of these. And I do still have some robot parts. I have enough to make 3. I have enough clockwork. No, I don't need the clock. No, I do. I have enough to make 4 of those. So, let's see. What are we really struggling with food-wise? Honestly, almost everything. But for right now, I think we're probably just going to leave this alone. Nenuphars still don't have enough. You know, part of that's because I let them all die again. But, hey, what can you do? It is what it is. These guys can reach now a little bit more. So that's fine there. Now we have a large thing here for them to fill up. There's no more pumping. There is only overflow. Congratulations, you won. What else? What else can I possibly do here? Most of the stuff, supply chain-wise, is reasonably healthy. Minty bamboo shoots I thought were going to have... You know what? This is now minty bamboo shoot storage. So I really thought I wasn't going to need that many. But we need to start accumulating those so we can either trade with them or we can start making the frost balm. So again, the healing the beaver thing, for some reason, just does not work right. I don't understand how it functions. Maybe, well, I guess that doesn't mean it's not functioning right. It just means I don't get it. So don't need to lambast the game over that. Drill bits, drill bits, drill bits. Drill bits. Please, for the love of God, make me some drill bits. I need drill bits like I need to breathe. I also need to end this episode like I need to breathe. But, hey, you know how that goes. Waiting on the giant logs. So, I don't know what I want to put on top of these. I guess we'll have to figure that out. Maybe if you have a suggestion, maybe we can build those. But, yeah, we're at the point now where there's... I just have to stop playing. Or I'm going to keep going forever. And nothing is going to happen. So we just need the logs. This should be... 29% of the way through making additional logs. It only makes 85. Which isn't a ton, but we really need the logs, so I guess this is probably the smart thing for us to be doing. Hey, you know what? I never actually paid attention to the way this looks when it cuts these. That's cool. Very neat. 52%. All right. Yeah, we have so many planks. I'm just going to leave this on logs. So, I'm going to force myself to stop before I can't remember that I have to stop again. So, I appreciate you guys watching this video. I know it's super long. Some of you might like it. Some of you might have already clicked off. I'm not watching an hour and 53 minutes of the water beaver. But hey, it's fine. We have a lot to get to still in this. We're still technically in the mid game. We haven't gotten to late game yet, which is bonkers at episode 44. But hey, it is what it is. So your support through watching, commenting, roasting, etc. is what makes the series possible, in addition to the beard boosters making direct financial contributions to ensure the longevity of the channel and the series, so I don't have to go chase whatever algorithmic trends there are. Just like, hey, we're having a good time. We're doing what we can. We're making it work. So folks like you and the rest of the supporters are what make this possible. So I really, truly could not do it without you. Hope whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, you have a fun and a safe time. And we will see you back again on Thursday for more of this series. As a reminder, this is now 4 days a week. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Roller Coaster Tycoon is now Monday, Friday. And Wednesday, I have not entirely decided yet. It's either going to be a third Roller Coaster Tycoon, or I might get back and do those colony submission things. Or maybe something else. Who knows? We'll see. But I did want to take some time since we completed the Folktales series to try and get through as much water beavers as we can while we have the opportunity, while we're waiting on the update 6 to the main branch of the game. So we'll see what happens. Whatever it is you're doing, again, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you later. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.